Hello, it's grooving YouTube family. So here we're going to be remembering Marvin Gaye. Let's get right into it. Who was Marvin Gaye? Marvin Gaye sang in his family's church in Moonglows before singing with Motown. He recorded songs by Smokey Robinson before becoming his own producer on the Protest album Was Going On in 1971. Gaye's later records developed his production style and yielded several hits including Let's Get It On, Sexual Healing, and I Heard It Through the Grapevine. Gaye was killed in 1984 during a domestic dispute with his father. His early life. Singer Marvin Gaye Jr., also known as the Prince of Soul, was born in Washington, D.C. on April 2nd, 1939. Gaye was raised under strict control of his father, Reverend Marvin Gaye Sr. Marvin Gaye Jr. added the E at the end of his name later in life, the minister at the local church, against a bleak backdrop of widespread violence in the neighborhood. And throughout his childhood, Gaye often found peace in music, mastering the piano and drums at a young age. And until high school, his singing experience was limited to church revivals, but soon he developed a love for R&B and doo-wop that would set the foundation of his career in the late 1950s. Gaye joined the vocal group called the New Moonglows. The talented singer had a phenomenal range that spanned 3 vocal styles, and he soon impressed the group's founder, Harvey. It wasn't long before Gaye and Harvey both came to the attention of Detroit music Berry Gordy Jr. and were signed to Gordy's legendary Mo Records. Gaye's first certificate hit under his new name wouldn't come up until 1963. His early years at Motown were full of behind-the-scenes success. He was a session drummer for Motown legends such as Little Stevie Wonder, The Supremes, The Marvelettes, and Martha and the Vandellas. Showing his stripes at Motown Renaissance Man, Gaye went on to break into the top 40 for the first time on his own in 1962 with his solo singer, Hitchhike. Throughout the 1960s, Gaye would show his immense range, churning out solo dance hits and romantic duet with hit makers like Diana Ross and Mary Wells. Can I Get a Witness and I Heard It Through the Grapevine were some of his biggest hits of the period that he later achieved. Its place on Motown best-selling single of the 1960s. For 3 high-flying years, Gaye and Tammy Terrell wowed the country with their soaring duet performances of songs like Ain't No Mountain High Enough and If I Could Build My Own World Around You. Unfortunately, their reign as royal couple of R&B ended when Terrell succumbed to a brain tumor in 1970. His beloved partner's death ushered in a dark period for the singer, who swore never to partner with another female vocalist and threatened to abandon the stage for good. Political message. In 1970, inspired by escalating violence and political unrest over the Vietnam War, Gaye wrote the landmark song What's Going On, despite clashes with Motown over the song's creative direction. The single was released in 1971 and became an instant smash. Its success prompted Gaye to take even more risks, both musically and politically. When it was released in spring of 1971, the What's Going On album served to open Gaye up to new audiences while maintaining his Motown following. Departing from the tried and true Motown formula, Gaye went out of his own artistry, paving the way for other Motown artists like Wonder and Michael Jackson to branch out in the later years. Beyond influencing his peers, the album went widespread critical acclaim, winning Rolling Stone Albums of the Year award and crossover success. In 1972, Gaye moved to Los Angeles and soon met Janice Hunter, who would later become his second wife. Inspired in part of his new-found independence, Gaye recorded one of the most revered love anthems of all time, Let's Get It On. The song became his second number one Billboard hit, cementing his crossover appeal once and for all. Shortly afterwards, Motown pushed Gaye into touring to capitalize on his most recent success. Reluctantly, the singer-songwriter returned to the stage. Through most of the mid-70s, Gaye was touring, collaborating, or producing. Working with Diana Ross and The Miracles, he put off releasing solo albums until 1976. He continued touring after the release of I Want You, 1976, and after scoring a number one hit in 1977 with the dance single Got to Give It Up. Released his last album for Motown Records, Here My Dear, in 1978. Decades later, Got to Give It Up would become the center of a big controversy. In 2013, Gaye's estate asserted that producer-songwriter Pharrell Williams and singer-songwriter Robin Thicke had committed copywriting infringement by taking major musical elements from the disco track for the mega hit Blurred Lines. At the case in which Thicke testified that he had a little to do with writing of the song, the jury ruled in favor of Gaye's family, who were awarded $7.3 million in damages and profit shares. The jury also ruled that neither Williams or Thicke had purposefully committed infringement. After 2 decades at Motown, Gaye signed with CBS Columbia Records in 1982 and began to work his last album, Midnight Love. The lead single from album Sexual Healing became a huge comeback for the R&B star, and earned him first 2 Grammy Awards and American Music Award for Favorite Soul Single. His personal life. In 1975, Gaye's wife Anna Gordy, Berry Gordy's sister, filed for divorce, and 2 years later Gaye married Hunter, who had by then given birth to their daughter Nona, born September 4th, 1974, and their son Frankie, born November 16, 1975. Gaye also had a adopted son, Marvin Pence Gaye III, from his previous marriage. The singer's marriage to Hunter proved short-lived and ended in divorce in 1981. Death and legacy. Despite his successful comebacks in the early 1980s, Gaye struggled badly with substance abuse and bouts of depression that plagued him for most of his life. After his short last tour, he moved into his parents' house. There, he and his father fell into a pattern of violent fights and quarrels that recalled conflicts that haunted the family for decades. On April 1st, 1984, Marvin Gaye Sr. shot and killed his son after a physical altercation. The father claimed he acted in self-defense, but rather later on convicted of involuntary manslaughter. 3 years later, his death, Gaye was inducted into Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, creating beautiful art from a troubled life. Gaye again and again brought his vision, range, and artistry to the world stage. At the end of his career, he admitted he no longer made music for pleasure. Instead, he said, "I record so that I can feed people what they need, what they feel, and hopefully I record so that I can help someone overcome a bad time." So we're gonna fact check some stuff. Quick facts. His name is Marvin Gaye. His birth year is 1939. His birth date is April 2nd, 1939. His birth city is Washington, D.C. Birth country, United States. Of course, gender, male. Best known for, Marvin Gaye was a singer-songwriter with Motown in the 1960s and 1970s. He produced his own records and often addressed controversial themes, industry pop. His astrology sign is Aries. An interesting fact, before making it to a solo artist, Marvin played drums for artists such as Stevie Wonder and The Supremes. His death year was 1984. His death date, April 1st, 1984, before his birthday. How crazy, right? His death state was California, death city, Los Angeles, and death country, United States. So those are some fact checkers. Some of his quotes. War is not the answer, because only love can conquer hate. If you cannot find peace within yourself, you will never find it anywhere else. I record so I can feed people what they need, what they feel. And hopefully I record so that I can help someone overcome a bad time. Marvin Gaye is one of the greatest male voices of all time. So covering on Marvin Gaye's song, especially was one of the quintessentials as what's going on, and I was a little hesitant of doing so, but I felt that it was one of those songs which spoke to a whole generation. I hope this kind of gave a little bit of insight of his life. This was a short biography. I hope you enjoy. Take care, guys.